The key thing to silver's short to medium term price movement is whether the US is in a recession or not. Changing the definition of recession doesn't count. Welcome to Silver Heist. Thank you to our returning subscribers and guests. Thank you for watching today's video. I appreciate you watching my stories. I've got some important information and charts that can help show whether the US is presently in a recession or not. So later in the video, I have an important update from UEC. If you like physical gold and silver and appreciate timely news on the impacts to your physical precious metals, please give this video a thumbs up. Silver has a dual role as both a monetary metal, like gold, but also as an industrial metal, like copper. Gold's value lies in what's above ground already, and adding new mined product doesn't change the equation much. It's more about how badly do people want to hold it that gives it the value. Even something that's consumed, such as jewelry, is really a store of wealth. So culturally, gifting gold jewelry is more about protecting and storing a family's wealth. But silver is consumed as it is mined and not recycled, so it's continuously mined and consumed much like an energy commodity. So I'm no expert, but I'm thinking that the beginning of a recession can't be good for silver. If the beginning of the recession is with high inflation, not yet peaked and not under control, and with high energy costs in the early days of recession, and with early days of industrial demand receding, none of these things seem good for silver. But silver will undergo a positive pivot. The more that gold is embraced by a wider audience as a safe haven monetary metal, silver will also shine with its dual identity as a monetary metal itself. Copper is highly related to the strength of an economy. And so right now, copper prices are falling, up to 25% in the last month or so. So recent data shows 2 consecutive quarters of economic decline, which means we are in a recession, but those in power don't quite want to acknowledge that yet. So if we're not in a recession yet, what will be the next push towards one? Well, Europe is struggling with the euro dollar. It's historically weak against the US dollar, and they have their own issues with inflation, and a lot of it is energy related. So look at the price that Europe is paying for natural gas. Natural gas in Europe was up 300% by last December and higher after the Russian and Ukraine conflict started. So I would certainly prefer peace and don't have much say in it, so please excuse my commentary on the economic impacts. Of course, there are huge human impacts occurring right now. So economic issues in Europe and the US were here before Russia invaded Ukraine, but this conflict can push the dominoes to a tipping point. If Europe does not get the natural gas from Russia in sufficient quantities, it will be a long, cold winter in European homes, and energy-intensive industry will slow dramatically. So if the European economy falters, the US will feel it too. I'd like to thank the sponsor of this video, Uranium Energy Corp, and wish to present important information about maintaining US energy independence and its key to our economy. So first, I want to show you a clip from a Fox News interview with Uranium Energy Corp CEO Amir Adnani.
Commodities are on the rise, but the price of uranium surging this year, and it is set to climb even further on fears of a ban on Russian uranium imports by the West. According to new research from Bank of America, Russia is one of the world's top uranium exporters, and imports of the material have yet to be banned by the United States. Joining me right now is Uranium Energy Corporation co-founder, president, and CEO, Amir Adnani. Amir, it's good to see you again. Thanks very much for being back here. What is behind this pop in demand for uranium?
Well, first of all, we had a decade-long bear market in uranium prices. Over the last decade, we had 63 new reactors added to the grid, so demand was growing, yet not a single new major uranium mine was built. So the supply side did nothing. In fact, due to competition from state-owned companies, led by Russia and the likes of China, we've seen a decline in northern production of uranium. In fact, today, there's zero uranium mining taking place on U.S. soil. And that's the setup that we walk into as a backdrop with the invasion of Ukraine by Russia. And with that, and now the introduction of what you alluded to with the proposed bans in the Senate and in the House on Russian imports of uranium, the market has become even tighter. And uranium is, as you pointed out, one of the best performing commodities year to date. But it's a slow buildup to get to this inflection point with Russia's invasion.
We've just seen what happens when you rely too much on an adversary like Russia. They just blackmailed, Poland and others in Eastern Europe and saying, we're not going to send you natural gas. So is that what we're faced with? And why do we need uranium so much?
Russia's weaponized its energy resources, and uranium is an energy commodity. 1 in every 5 homes in America is powered by uranium or nuclear energy. Uranium is the fuel in nuclear power. That's 1 in every 5 homes. Every single aircraft carrier and submarine in the Department of Defense and the nuclear Navy, nuclear propulsion, this is powered by nuclear energy. It requires U.S. mined uranium. Look, you're absolutely right. How can we just rely on 50% of our uranium imports from Russia, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, and all Uzbek and Kazakh uranium has to go to Russia for enrichment before it comes to the U.S. We need U.S. uranium mining in our own backyard. Yep. It's crazy not to be producing it.
Amir, thank you so much.
Uranium Energy Corporation is uniquely positioned as a holder of permitted U.S. mines to ramp those up as the spot price of uranium continues to increase, and as the U.S. takes action to create energy independence on an important fuel source of 20% of the U.S. electricity produced. Not only that, but this company has created its own strategic stockpile of 5 million pounds of uranium. So they are holding physical uranium whose price is already appreciated. So while we cannot hold physical uranium in our stacks, we can hold stock in a company that holds the uranium. An independent bank analyst has a buy recommendation and a price projection of over $7 a share, which is an increase from its present $4 a share level. And that price is up from the time that I made my small investment in September 2021. So this is a company led by an experienced team and has substantial institutional investor support. If you'd like to do your own due diligence, I have provided a link to the company's website and presentation in the video description below. Please let us know your thoughts on inflation, recession, and energy independence in the comments below. Please give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.